Hi everybody. I thought today I was going to share about this book that I think is beneficial for every individual out there. It's called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I am very fascinated about the works of Napoleon Hill and his way of thinking and the purpose that he drives for others. And whatever I say here is pretty much to benefit for other people and also to help them and to motivate them and to be more in the positive light of things in life. What I like about Napoleon Hill, um, the thing that he discusses is like about people in this world that we live in are the 98% of the population is already dominated for a lot of distraction and mind control and stuff. And all about this mind control is like they've been distracted by the industry, the entertainment industry. Anything that involves a way to drift is a way for them to take control over them. And whatever I speak in the way that what the world brings and what God prevents in this universe, and also what could help each individual. So basically, on this book, he's having an interview with the devil, but it could be any form. The devil is the light, one of the angels that have been fallen, one of the beautiful light, the huge distraction for it, one of the huge distraction, because he is the light, the being that he could be fooled by everybody. But also it could be in form of any type. It could be a form of a negative atom, any negative energy of the universe, anything that is very negative stuff, that it brings negative environments and stuff, that what it draws to it. So the world we live in, it's already brought to things to distract us. Is like what they live is in the entertainment industry. It's also the society where it brings is about the social media, the distraction, the devices. It also mentions about how the devices distracts many individuals, right? So when people hear about this stuff, they get to notice that all the fears is mind control. And fear is the mind killer. Having that fear is already the mind killer, is the mind control to not have your own thoughts. When you start thinking for yourself and not letting anything around you to tell you what to do, what to say, what to think. When you think for yourself, you're actually doing a great favor for your own. So many people in this world are so drifted in many ways of thinking about what the family thinks, what my spouse thinks, what my partner thinks. You have to think for yourself, is have your own inner thoughts. People don't rely their intuition, and that's number one thing, is your intuition, your gut feeling. Anything that your body says, it's what it is, and you have to listen to it. Not many people see that. And also why the world is so distracted, why is many people drifted on video games for the last 11 hours, staying away from reality, or why is going to parties a distraction, or like going these events for entertainment, anything for entertainment, but you're not relying for your own health, for your own self. Is this to put you away for your power to think for yourself? And what I like about Napoleon that he discusses of this interview with the devil is that he reciprocates and confesses about what the world needs to know, is that you are the own mind to let these distractions go away. You have to put yourself, like, your focus is your own mental health, your own being. But people are suffering in pain and depression and anxiety and all those mental illness, and the causes of this have been drifted to the main thing of the atmosphere, things that we're involved with. And I'm going to talk about energy, low vibration, high vibration. These stuff are real. So if a person's very negative, nags, complains, and you're around with that person in that environment, your energy is going to be drifted with that energy. And reasons being, like, as being an empath or a person that knows things on the spiritual levels, like, you tend to stay away from negative forms, negative people, negative anything that involves with friends, family, spouses, relationships, whatsoever. It's just a human being. Every thought is powerful. Each brain is individual, is different. Every brain of each person is different, but if a person's very negative, nags, or doesn't reciprocate or complains, your energy is going to be involved with that. You have to stay away from negative energies. There are reasons for me, like, there's why so many successful people who created a world to change for the better have stayed away from certain group of people, is because negative energy is a powerful form. It's a negative atom. You don't need that. So you have to stay away from certain groups like that. It discusses about the environment. Environments is important. Like if you're in an environment that puts yourself in danger or putting yourself at risk, but risk is good. But if you're putting yourself at risk, it's unhealthy or it's unsafe, stay away from that environment. There's so many ways to stay away from that. But we as humans think about for the family or for friends or mostly family members or friends and people that we come across. But at the end of the day, it has to be for yourself. So you can't reciprocate with negative energies at all. It's important that's the main important mindset about that stuff. And what I love about this book also is discusses about these three major important things to me, is about the parents, the school system, and the religious people in the system, the religious groups of, the religious people in churches and so on. So what they do is like they make the children already to not think for themselves, or like they don't want to reciprocate, to have their own inner thoughts, and this is how this world has been working on. So people could not have their own inner thoughts, so they cannot think for themselves and question things about life, and for them to be in a great place of position. And this happens a lot in so many forms. And this reason, like what I mean about the parents tend helping these kids, and then in reality later on they don't have a thing for them to rely on their own to think about, right? Especially religious groups. They put this mindset on you, but you have to question your own. Is like, am I in the right place? Am I in the right position? Is this beneficial for me? Don't do it just because of your family. Don't do it just because what they try to dominate you. You have to ask your own inner voice, is this the right place to be at? There's so many reasons why, because you need to think for yourself. And and so many religious groups have adapted into this cult-like. There could be so many religion that this world we live in, and it's in a cult-like, meaning so many religion. There's a lot of religion, so like Mormonism, Buddhism, Islam, and other religions are out there. There are different forms, but in these type of form of religions groups, you have to question yourself: is what the minority, you're part of that or not? Do you want to be part of a system that benefits you? Not what your family wants, but what you want. But it's been hard for many other groups for situations like that, but you had to do what's best for you, what you believe is best on your own faith. And that's what the world has brought. It's brought many division, to be divided, and to cause so many chaos between politics and religion. Those are the two priorities in this world that I try not to be involved with, because those things are very delicate matter, and also those two priority things do cause chaos. Any religion group, any political group are very different dynamic. Each person has their own beliefs, and they believe in their own way, because each person has their own inner thoughts, have their own way of thinking. My piece of advice is like, my own faith is with God and the universe and the cross, and that's what I believe. Many people have their own way of thinking of their own beliefs, but at the end of the day, it comes with respect. The respect of respecting one else believes, respecting one other beliefs. But also do not be dominated by what other person bring you. You have to have your own inner thinking, of your inner thoughts. And also the school system has adapted for many people to be drifting in ways they're not supposed to. They've been drifting in places to go at this type of school, telling them where to go to this university, do this type of career, and end up not being happy where they're at in that position because the system has told them to go to that university, to live that life, build a family, and just be like the rest of us in the modern society, which is, to me, not necessarily acceptable, but you have to do what the few of the majority. You have to be different. You have to do what's best for you, what suits you best. You can't just go what the people tell you and the system tells you, and so many people fall and drift in so many ways because of that. Also, like about the education, things have changed a lot in the education system. Things have been adapted very differently. Me personally think like the education is beneficial, but there are certain things that you don't need the education for, especially in business or anything to grow with. But if you're going to be a lawyer, a doctor, or anything that involves with helping the community, it's very beneficial for the school system, but it has been indoctrinated in so many ways. Things have been a little hectic on the education system. Things have become very the few of the minorities not the way it's supposed to be, but things have changed a lot in the education system. And like I said, and what Napoleon Hill said in his book about the education system is like, the purpose is for them not to think. The purpose is to dominate their own inner thoughts, to make them follow what they say, not for you do what you need to do. And that's one of the wrong ways to go for, but that's how the world has been revolving now, and it's best to do what you think, what your call is. Follow what your call tells you to do. Just don't let what society, the more, people keep saying the word society, I just keep saying the world, what it revolves around you in general, what you see every day. Just be different. Also marriage, that's another priority, is like, it costs so many people to marry for so many things, to plan a purpose in the marriage, but for many wrong reasons, and also to create a harmony and end up into, converting them to nag one another, and then financial issues, and they end up about the kid, and then they end up in these other situations called like finding out fault in other family members. And it's best to, many people have been fallen in this category, and also in the Western society in general has been adapted to high divorce rates, worse marriages, and end up marrying for the wrong reasons. And this world has been adapted in many decades, and the reason being is because for the shortcut, for the long way to go, and is to keep them is to keep them kind of manipulative in the system, to be manipulated, to think it sounds good, but it doesn't worth it at the end. It doesn't serve you at the end. And what I like about what he said about that is like, it's amazing that he was mentioning, to me, it's really amazing that he mentioned like, like a spider and a web, right? And then like that thing, the fly, it like mentions in the book like how he manipulates it, how the spider manipulates the fly, or like how it plays mind games on that. And that's how the system that you're involved with is playing with you. And this is what's going on in this world today. And not many people tend to notice this, that it is the system that keeps playing on your mind, telling you how to play the game, but kind of like manipulate you to get stuck on there, you know? So I really like that he put that as a metaphor. That's one of the amazing things that he mentioned about that. And it's amazing that he put that, and I thought I'd share. It was really cool. But to me, this is really important to share because, yeah, the world that you see out here is just a game. It's a spiritual battle. It's things that you go through. And me personally, I think it's just to let you know that you have to be different. You have to have your own inner thoughts. You can't just stay in that little bubble and like, okay, I just go what it tells me. And it mentioned about those mega athletes also, that they make these millions of dollars, or those lottery winners, right? And they end up fast money gone, you know, kind of thing, is because they live it by the entertainment distractions, you know. It's just a game. It's just a distraction at the end for many individuals out there. So it's important for you to focus on yourself, but also have your own inner thoughts and question things. Questions if it's beneficial. Is it worth my time? You know, time is a valuable thing. Time is precious, and you have to be very cautious where you're at, your surroundings and the people that you're hang with. And like I said, everything's energy. You can't just be around with certain type of group of people, because it does affect you. It would affect your mental health, your body, and your spirit. And those three alignments are very important for you. So like I said, anything that you see in this world, and people keep saying the matrix, but yeah, this world that we live in, it's a lie. It's a system to keep you part of it and to keep you stagnant, and not to be at peace and harmony. And it's best for you to question things, to resolve your stuff in life and set your goals. And it's important to question your goals and what benefits you at the end, you know. Many people follow these categories for many wrong reasons, and it's not good. You got to do what's best for you, not what the world tells you to do. So everything that I'm saying here, I hope it resonates and you take it as it is. And I thought I'd share, but I thought I'd share this more of a knowledge aspect of it. I'm just creating this channel to benefit others and to also like educate others. There are things like the world needs to know and to share about, because I'm going to be real with you here, is that many people are very distracted with these devices and those phones and the internet, and it's been dangerous. Like, the internet has been a huge impact to change for the good. It's like a magic wand. It has done so good, but it has done so evil at the same time. And each human individual has reciprocated to gain over power over it for the greater good of things and for the greater evil of stuff too. So it's a balance of a yin and a yang, right? So I thought I'd share this, and I hope it benefits you. Hope whatever you take these, whatever resonates for you, but I hope you take it. And thank you. And like I said, be in prayers, and thought I'd share that.